faith, family, and everything else that matters to you from a godly point of view. Welcome to the Clearbranch Methodist Podcast.
Hey, welcome in. It is time for the Clearbranch Methodist Podcast. My name is Pastor Mark. I'm here once again with our lead pastor, Jeremy Allville, and we have a special guest. We've got company, Jeremy.
We do, absolutely. Great company from a long distance away, right?
I wish I'd cleaned.
You wish you'd cleaned your office?
Yes, the baseboards are filthy.
The baseboards are filthy. Yeah, that works. That's fair. Yeah. I haven't paid attention to the baseboards, to be honest. But yeah, we do have a guest, though. And,
We do.
And he is a graceful guest, so I don't think he worries too much about the clutter. He came into my office. We're going to take him to David's office afterwards, and then he can go, what in the world happened here?
Yeah, right?
David's office, chaos on a cracker.
Yeah.
There's papers everywhere, and I'm not sure what any of them say. I don't even know if they're in English.
There's some Swahili in there.
I think there is.
There's,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, Sanskrit.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. But this week we have Patrick Dommati with us, who is from Gospel Trumpets in Hyderabad, India, and he is our mission partner there. And we have been working with them for about 8 years now, and do a lot to support their ministry to children. And they have a number of ministries there, but like the one that we are super pumped about and have been helping a lot with in the past few years is their school. And they have an amazing place that we've just finished kind of an expansion. It went from a 1-story school to a 4-story school.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So Patrick's with us, and he's going to talk to us about all these amazing things and hopefully be able to keep up with our ridiculous banter.
There you go. So first off, Patrick, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me, Pastor Jeremy and Pastor Mark.
Absolutely.
It's so nice to be here. It's like coming back to the family at Clearbranch.
Oh, it's so good. It is. He came in last night. We kind of thought he was going to be here today, and he came in a day early, which was awesome. And so you get an extra day with him. And he came to dinner last night, and we didn't tell the folks that he was going to be there for an extra Wednesday. And so he walks in, and it was just like a family reunion. Yeah. I think he got more hugs on Wednesday night than I get throughout the week. It was pretty impressive. Yeah.
Well, if they don't see you for a few years,
that's true. That's true. It's been a while.
Yeah. I mean, I've gotten to see Patrick more recently than most of the folks that are here because I was there 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I've got there's a picture in my office.
Yeah, that's right.
Actually, from that visit. But I got to see the school it was under construction. Then one level had been done, and it was the where the worship center is, and the dormitory wing was under construction, and the roof and all that, and it was just a fascinating process to behold. In fact, there are rocks here on my desk here, and some of them are from trips that I've taken. This one, I've got one from a trail in Denver. I've got one from the coast of California, and I've got one that came out of a pile that was going to be made into the concrete.
Oh, that's awesome.
For the construction site.
Oh, that's really cool.
So,
Look at you knowing about where your rocks come from.
There you go.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've got boxes of rocks at the house from my time in geology, and people laugh at me when they find out I have boxes of rocks. They make references to my brain. But it's okay.
Also full of rocks?
Also full of rocks.
Yeah. But Patrick got to witness last night the episode of The Chosen, episode 3.
Absolutely. What a great episode that was.
There was a lot packed in there.
Yeah, almost you have to go back and watch it again, I think. That's my recommendation.
Well, there are things I noticed. I watch it when like earlier in the day, and then we watch it with the group.
Yeah, for sure.
And every time there's always something else that jumps out at me, some new aspect of I didn't catch that the first time.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and it covers such a kind of an epic scope of things, right? We're kind of post table flipping and driving out of the change collectors or the money changers, pardon me, and those who are selling sacrificial animals, and then you have this kind of a immediate kind of moment where he comes face to face with the priests and the rabbis, wow, that was intense. As Atticus kind of gets involved, and he just kind of totally ignores them and goes face to face, toe to toe with the religious authority. It was good, Well,
we got to see Jesus do something that you're kind of known for doing here at Clearbranch, and Jesus starting to really step on toes of the others that are there, of his followers. He's stepping on toes there, and kind of holding them accountable, and making life a little more difficult for them and trying to steer them into the right direction.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it could be argued, and Patrick, you can probably speak into this as well. Patrick is a graduate of the DMin program at Asbury. I was at Asbury, Mark was at Asbury, David was at Asbury, Vaughn was at Asbury. We're all Asbury people. But there is absolutely kind of this shift that occurs. And it's throughout the history of the Hebraic people where they get so comfortable that they just become complacent.
Yeah.
And it's almost like they forget the point of what their faithfulness is intended to look like. Don't you think? I mean, to me, that's how I saw that last night. So, yeah.
And I came out thinking about the whole thing. You got the religious leaders in there.
Yeah.
You've got the disciples, and you got the Jewish group over there. So I was thinking how many times I fit into the religious group, how many times I fit into those Jews who say yes to Jesus and then move out, and how many times I fit into the disciples with lots of questions and doubts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really amazing to watch that. And this was my first time watching it.
Really?
Yeah.
He had
First
never
time.
seen a single episode of The Chosen.
Oh, we've got to get you the rest of the season.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm going to scoop this mic over.
Yes, please.
Okay.
That'll help.
Yeah.
That
Thank
may help. You were coming through a little bit weak on that. So just
soft,
the way that
yeah.
it was picking up.
Okay.
So yeah. But no, I think you're right. I mean, I think we all look at those examples, and that's a great way to describe it. That you kind of think, how many times have I been this person, or have I been in that camp, or have I acted like that group? Oh man, so good. I just love kind of seeing the dawning reality on the disciples. As they're finally starting to get it. I said last night, my favorite kind of scene, maybe in this whole series so far, or at least in this season of the series, was Jesus sitting on the Mount of Olives, and he's there with Peter and Andrew and James and John, and he's just kind of having some private time with them, and what a beautiful moment, right? Like to be kind of led into that. And now everything about the show, as we talk about each time, is not all from Scripture, but what he's telling them in that moment is undeniably, Matthew. It's so good. It's so good. So.
Yeah, and I told you last night, as the season progresses, we get more of those poignant moments where there's kind of it's Jesus spending time with different people, and it's almost like he's making rounds to say goodbye.
Yeah,
but he's not saying goodbye.
Yeah,
because he will be with them always.
Yeah, he says,
But he's basically spending time as a physical being in front of them.
Yeah,
and there's that closed offness that's coming with that.
Yeah, for sure. There definitely is a provision of closure. You kind of got that sense last night with Matthew as he sits and talks to Matthew about preaching, and Matthew has all these questions and wants, we've got to spend more time privately, and you've got to teach me more. And Jesus is like, there's just not time. We're just not time.
And we also got to see more of Judas pulling away.
Oh yeah, wow. Yeah, he didn't say much last night, but what he said and the way he appeared,
his body language was huge. He made a few facial recognition, stuff, but it showed it the most for me when they were doing the skit that went along with the parable of the vineyard.
I thought so too. Yeah, so the disciples play in the skit kind of as Jesus teaches, and they're kind of living it out or acting it out. And everybody else was pretty passionate about it and involved and excited about it. And Judas is just kind of
walking through it.
Yeah, he looked like he was disinterested.
Like he was embarrassed.
Almost. Yeah. Why are we doing this silly thing when we should be doing something more?
Yeah.
So.
We do this every Wednesday night. Come on out. We have dinner.
Yeah.
And
last night's dinner was fantastic.
The stuffed peppers.
Stuffed peppers and cornbread. So good.
Yeah. So, come on out. We start dinner service at 5:15. Then we have The Chosen starting at 6. We watch an episode. We discuss it afterwards, which has become one of my favorite things that we do, actually.
Absolutely, yeah.
And then, of course, we got Sunday morning.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. We're third week in, or this is actually the fourth week of our series called Anonymous Church, and Patrick will be with us, and he'll be on stage for part of that in the middle of the service, which will be awesome. And we'll be talking about Gospel Trumpets and about the things that kind of Patrick's past and what he's been all about. And we're talking about Anonymous Church, and ultimately we'll be looking at sacrifice and service. And also the story that we tell and how that becomes a shaping factor in the lives of those that we encounter. And, just kind of thinking about that, Patrick, I know this, and maybe some of our listening audience has seen you before or heard us talk about you in kind of the things that we do here. But you came through a program that was developed and specifically set aside for Christians that were supporting children in India. and that program closed, and you kind of picked up where they were and began this new ministry, and trying to care for the children of Hyderabad, and doing all sorts of things to not only meet their educational and their nutritional needs, but tell us a little more about that. You came out of a program that was almost like what you're doing.
Yeah. I was part of a. Is it okay to name of the?
Of course,
name?
sure,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I came out of Compassion International supporting me as a child.
Yeah.
I grew up in a small in a boarding school when I was very small. At the age of 7, I was there.
Wow.
And I had a Compassion International have a project at the place where I was studying, and I was a compassion child. I grew up with that, and finished my 10th grade when I accepted Jesus as my personal savior.
Yeah.
And in my high school, that was when I felt the call of God. When I was having my daily meditation, the Lord spoke to me through John chapter 15 verse 16. You did not choose me, but I chose you to go and bear fruit that will last. In fact, growing up in a Christian circle and always having my parents speak to me saying, we have dedicated you to God, I always thought that I was choosing God and I was choosing ministry.
Yeah.
But when God spoke to me through that scripture, I knew God's hand upon me for ministry, and I committed my life to being part of the ministry and serve Him.
Yeah.
So I went to the seminary, did my seminary in India, and then came back to Hyderabad where we live now, and was part of the church. And as I was pastoring the church, that's when the Lord put a burden for me to showing me children around who are in need of education and who are in need of care.
Right.
And
there's so little of that there, right? I mean, like, there are children who quite literally live on the streets.
Yes.
They have nothing.
Nothing.
And those are children that you guys are reaching out to and bringing into this place so they can be educated.
That's true.
And where they can be fed, not only physically, but spiritually fed as well, right? How good is that?
Yeah.
So what's the rate, for children there in terms of those who are on their own and don't have any parents? Is there a lot of that? Do you find a lot of children without any parental involvement?
We are now serving with 500 plus children.
Wow.
And around 80 to 100 children are children who do not have parents, or there's a single mother or a single father taking care of them. Or sometimes there's the grandparents or uncles and aunts who are taking care of them.
Right.
And that's how now Clearbranch has helped us to establish a center where we can bring in such children living in utter poverty, very vulnerable children, get them into our place, and where they can have safety and they can be taken care of.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's about really meeting lots of needs. And Mark, you've been there. I mean,
Yeah, and I was going to say, I've gotten to walk in and see this with my own eyes. But Patrick, just so that the folks that are listening get a true sense of this, when you say utter poverty, I don't know that the folks that are here understand what that means.
Yeah.
Okay.
So describe that in a little more detail.
Yeah. The children that we work with, their parents most of their parents have come to the urban area where we live in search of jobs. And these parents, they either work as daily wage laborers, getting a very small salary or being paid very small for the day. So like when I tell you utter poverty, the food that they have in our center is the best meal that they have for the day.
Yeah.
So they do not have sufficient food or good food, nutritious food. They do not have good clothes. They wear torn clothes. Like when we buy them a school dress, that's the best dress that they have.
Yeah.
So when we walk around into those communities, we see children going around with the school dress because that's the best dress that they have got.
Yeah.
So some of these children, they also are sent to work. They're sent to work as domestic maids. Some of them go to pick up rags. They're rag pickers, cleaning up things from the streets. So utter poverty is children who have literally nothing to live with. And that's the kind of children who could have never thought that they would have an education, a proper facility for them to stay in, and proper place for them to stay in. And at Gospel Trumpets, we provide them with those opportunities with such good friends from here.
Yeah, it's so good. It really
Programs
is.
like the sewing center.
Yep, that's right. They learn a trade.
Yeah,
yeah,
the sewing
absolutely.
center. There's a computer lab.
Yeah, that's
right.
Now, just giving these kids opportunities that they would never have, and it's just a life-changing thing they get to do.
Yeah.
Well, and I think so many times we try to compartmentalize this as being like, oh, well, we're doing this for these children. But when you do this for these children, you are setting the stage for the course of the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
These really are
Yeah.
transformational moments that really prepare them for whatever's next.
Yeah. I'll tell you one family, about one family. They used to live in a very small house, one room, not bigger than this room that we are now having sitting. So it's just one room with 5 people staying in that house. And before that, they were living in a hut with sticks and grass,
Yeah.
wooden structure hut.
Yeah.
And today, due to education, all the children have finished their graduation.
Oh, wow.
And all the 3 are now into jobs. One is working as an engineer. The other one is working as a software guy.
Oh,
The girl has finished her BSc nursing and she's working in a hospital.
Wow.
So just imagine, they move out of this place across the road and they're now into a 2-bedroom house living there.
That's amazing.
So education transforms not just their life, it helps the whole family, and it's going to help them for the generations to come.
That's
now.
right. Absolutely. So their children will be impacted by this and they'll have greater opportunities. It's amazing. It really is. I'm so thankful that we're able to partner.
Yeah.
I'm thankful to have you with us because that doesn't happen that frequently.
Yeah.
But I'm also tremendously grateful that the things that we are doing truly do make a difference. There can oftentimes feel like there's such distance between you and whoever it is that you're serving. Patrick does an amazing job of communicating about the things that are going on at Gospel Trumpets. He will send you messages and pictures and information, all the time that kind of gives you an insight into that. And
It helps that he doesn't sleep.
That also true. Yeah, I don't know how he does it, Patrick. He was at the house last night. He was very quiet if he was not awake. But he was. I mean, if he was awake, he was very quiet. But he was snoozed out, I think. But it's been a long day for him. But we support children there, and so many in our church do. And we're going to have opportunities for more of our church members on Sunday to be able to begin supporting children.
There'll be a table in the great
a
hall.
table in the great hall right after the worship service. Opportunities for you to come in and select, an opportunity to provide for one of these children at a fairly modest cost month to month, and then also opportunities to do one-time gifts that would go towards helping further develop the facility there. As we were walking through, I took Patrick on a tour of our preschool this morning, and he was amazed by like the artwork on the walls and the fact that there were backpack hooks on the walls. And I thought, well, that's kind of a thing that we take for granted. That's how we do it. And who does that? Well, we do it. Oh, how? And so we had a conversation about that. Things that we may just think of as kind of day in the course for us or the way things work, but for Patrick, it was kind of an eye-opening moment.
Yeah.
And so something as simple as hooks outside the classroom for their backpacks could make a tangible difference in the lives of these children. And so we're so thankful to have that opportunity.
And I need to mention this to all our listeners and especially Clearbranch family. We were having this project in 2014 through Compassion, and Compassion had to move out in 2016.
Yeah.
And we were left with almost 240 or 200 plus children with us, and we had to take a call whether we continue this ministry or how do we move on. So in 2017, when I was coming to Asbury here, on the night when I was about to travel, my wife comes to me and she tells me, Patrick, do you think we can still continue this ministry with children? We do not have enough to care for them. When Compassion was supporting us, we were able to feed the children regularly, provide for education, buy them backpacks and books and school dresses. And after Compassion left from there, we literally didn't have anything. We used to, in fact, feed them just one banana every evening because that's all we could do. or a small biscuit packet which had around 2 to 3 biscuits in there or cookies in there.
Yeah.
So that was all we could do. And we were really concerned about it because we knew children were coming hungry, but we didn't have enough to feed them. And as they walk up, you have been there, Mark. As they walk up, our kitchen is on the right side.
Yeah.
And children would just peep to see if the kitchen door is open. If the kitchen door is open, that means there was food for their evening. If it's not open, that means they might probably be hungry that evening because we don't have anything to feed them.
Right.
And my wife told me, I'm finding it very hard and it's becoming too heavy for me. And she said, do you think we should continue it? And I was just coming to the US for my studies, and I told her, if God has given us this ministry, He will provide us.
Yeah.
And I told her, please wait till I come back, and we'll take a call then. And when I was here, the Lord opened this door with this beautiful church that has come up to sponsor children. The church did not know what point we were at. They were not aware what we were going through. And it was like a confirmation when people from the church came to support us. It was like a confirmation for us that God's hand is upon this ministry and He wants us to move forward. And when I go out from here at that time, from the US, I knew that God was bringing in people and asking us to move forward. And He was meeting our needs. And I want to tell one thing. We were with 200 plus children then. We have moved to 500 plus children now. Wow.
So
it's
good.
because people have come to stand with us and help us. So sometimes we might feel we are going through a tough period, not knowing how we move forward. But Lord does amazing things.
Amen.
And I can just praise God and tell all the people of Clearbranch saying that you don't know the impact you've made on the other side of the world.
That's right.
You've built a ministry, a kingdom for God on that part.
That's so good. Well, one of the things we need to do with this, Mark, too, is we sit here and think about it, is we need to make a link available that we post out with this podcast that allows, if you're hearing this and you are interested in either sponsoring a child or making a one-time donation or being connected to Gospel Trumpets, we will get a link out so that you can hear this and reach out to them or make that donation. And if you've got questions about it, Mark and I are on this podcast every week, but you're certainly welcome to reach out to us. I'm Jay Auvil, that's Jauvil at clearbranch.org, and Mark is M. Harvard, Harvard at clearbranch.org. We would love to hear from you, love to help you figure out a way to connect, and we'll make that happen. This is a worthy ministry that truly is building God's kingdom on earth as it is in heaven. So good.
And can I just tell you the attitude that I've seen just from youth, from the teachers that are there. I mean, Patrick's whole family is involved in this ministry.
Yeah.
And the first time I went to India and saw everything playing out, these rickshaws would come up every night, every morning, and they drop off the kids, and you'd have a rickshaw that was made for like 3 people, and there'd be 12, 13, 14 kids piled into this thing, and it made you nervous.
Cozy.
and so over the years, you were able to purchase a van. And you would think, it makes sure everything, everybody's able to have room. Nope. It gives us a bigger thing to put more people on.
That's true.
Yeah.
We don't ever. I mean, you don't ever take your foot off the accelerator. It's everything allows for more kids.
That's right. Yeah. Well, that's the point, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's to really transform the lives of these children. It's so good.
Yeah.
It really is.
There's never just a stop and take a breath and just enjoy some comfort. Nope.
Yeah.
That allows us to help more kids.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So we thank you for your faithfulness, Patrick, and we thank you for allowing us to be part of that.
Thank you.
We've been talking about Pranay, who's the child that my family sponsors, and we've watched this young man grow up. I mean, we're like 7 or 8 years in now to sponsoring Pranay, and he is. Every time I get pictures, I think, gosh, he's turning into this. He's growing up. Super excited about the opportunity to hopefully go over and to spend some time there next year, and to join that group that's been able to do that. Mark did it, and Vaughn did it, and so I'm ready to go. The more time I spend with Patrick, the more I think I'm going to enjoy it. So that's for sure.
This is for you.
There he is.
Patrick is showing
so
showing Jeremy an updated picture of his
he's
kid.
got glasses, and he's lost lost a tooth. Oh, he's amazing.
Aren't kids with glasses like the cutest?
They really are. They are. I didn't think that when I had glasses. I think I told you that story. Like, they didn't have child-sized glasses when I was a child. When we were kids, there were none of that.
No. You got Coke bottles and told knock some dirt on it.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Yeah, the glasses were bigger than my face. It was definitely not a cute thing. What do you do? Well, hey, so we also have another thing to kind of point out. If you guys were tuned in last week to the end of the service, or if you've seen posts that have gone out, we announced this past weekend that Mark is going to be heading out to a new ministry opportunity over at Morning Star Methodist in Chelsea. And that's an awesome place for him to be able to go, and he'll be the lead pastor there, and that starts October 1st. And so please join us in praying for and celebrating this opportunity that Mark has to go and do that. You'll be with us, of course, through the rest of this month. And if you are interested in a communications and production-based opportunity at Clearbranch, reach out to us. That stuff will be going out for that this week, as we'll be getting out the information job description for that. But we've got to have somebody that can come in and help us do these amazing things that Mark does. But, as great as it is to have him here, it's going to be so good to see what God does with him there.
Maybe you can get somebody in that's way more talented and better looking than me.
Oh, Mark, I don't know if that's possible.
Well, the better looking, maybe not. But,
Oh, man. But it has been a lot of fun for 8 years. Let's get that date right. 8 years together. And, Mark and I have a lot of overlap in our lives, from the University of Alabama and just kind of the circles we flew in. And but, man, it's been fun to see you grow and develop. And so we'll talk more about that in the weeks ahead. So,
as I've been telling our congregation, I'm still here for another few weeks. There's still more time for me to break stuff.
That's right. That's it.
All right. Well, Patrick, thanks for being here. If you want to hear more from Patrick, be here Sunday morning at Clearbranch. And Jeremy, great to have you as always.
Absolutely, man. Great to be with you. Great to be with Patrick. Awesome to be able to share this stuff with you, and cannot wait for Sunday morning.
We'll see you next week right here on the Clearbranch Methodist Podcast.